Welcome to the Pool Y action of the Latvian Mixed Indoor Championships, where we are going to see an international matchup of Tartu Turbulence? I'm not sure if they're Tartu Turbulence or just Tartu, taking on Valmiera, the local Latvian team. And looks like Tartu are going to start with the offense. This game, Valmiera are doing really well in this tournament so far. I think they won both of their games? No, they did lose to... No, they are winning both of their games so far. But Tartu are starting perfectly with a nice clean hold for themselves. Kaidi Veske with the score. And nice and quick point, of course. 35 minutes gonna get started on the clock. That point took just over a minute, but nice and clean, of course. Now Valmiera gonna get their first crack on the offense. Razminovic to Arste. Arste finds Kriegers. Kriegers, still count rising, but goes to Kareps. And Arste. Oh, that was a little bit too much for Razminovic, who was not able to hold on to this game. Sapelko finds Teder. Teder looking for option. Ooh, finally finds Tonison in the end zone. And that's a break. That's a break for Tartu. So Tartu getting a perfect start of this game to themselves. So a clean hold and then a clean break. Valmiera finding themselves in an early 2-point deficit. But I'm sure they will make a few adjustments. And after winning their first couple of games, that is their last game of the day. They did get Ogre and they did get Ventspils Jr. That was a really, really close game, of course, for Ogre. Jägers was the disc, and Jägers, ooh, nice blade. Whoa! Too many bodies under that disc. Looks like the point will stand, but the Valmiera player definitely does not look very comfortable on the floor. The point is going to be signaled, but good to see Sabine Mucinice is taking care of the player. A little bit too many players looking at the disc and not really looking at where they are going. Oof. I hope that everything is fine with Alisa Kriegere, who was on the receiving end of that contact. But Valmiera, that puts Valmiera on the board. So 1-2, they're trailing by a couple of breaks. Teder finds Veske, but Veske was not able to hold on to this disc that turned her around. It was a little bit behind her. Now Arste finds Muris, and Muris with a blade into the end zone, and Rudolfs. Berzinch finding that disc in the end zone. Not an easy reception for the spirit captain of the Valmiera side, but still managing to hold on to it. Tartu ready to receive. Veske. Oh, dropped ball, but no problem indoors, unfortunately, in my opinion. But yeah, Veske found herself trapped on the side, and Muntenieks is marking Sapelkov, two number 77s. Oh, also two number 12s marking each other. Nice to see some numbers rivalry there. Low disc for Punab, I think that was, but holding on to it. Ooh, loads of pressure, but I think, yeah, Punab is maybe stopping a little bit too early, so her defender doesn't really have any other option but just run into her. So maybe a little bit of a inertia there. A little bit of contact, looks like, on the field, but still a point for Tartu. Still a hold. 3-2 is the score. But yeah, maybe a little bit too much contact, at least for my liking. Donison with the disc ready to pull, male matching point. Valmiera, good start to work it around, and that looks like a throwaway from Krista Kozulane. Linz, the veteran of the Tartu side, picking up, swing to Punab, back to Linz. Now Kusk, into the end zone for Trin Punab. For another hold for Tartu. Jägers picking up for Valmiera. Muris looking for options. Maybe that mark was a little bit too close, but not a problem for him. Muntenieks now finding Tseplita and to the near sideline to Munteniece. High disc for Jägers, but well saved by him. Munteniece. Tried to squeeze the Scuba into it, but that was completely denied by, I think that was Teder with the defense. Yes. But another throwaway for Tartu. Jäger's gonna pick up. Oh no! That was cold as ice, that particular drop. Sabina Munteniece did not expect that, and that just bounced off her fingers. A clap of doom. Something that we're calling. Jägers saving his team and carrying it at the moment. Of course, another defense for him. We've seen him shine in Riga Rudens in the semi-finals and finals of Riga Rudens. He has been doing the work and actually had a football match after that, after playing the tournament for 2 days on the same Sunday in the evening. Can you imagine? This youngster can do everything. Muris with the disc. Once again, maybe a little bit, that mark was a little bit too close. Gets it to Jägers, and Munteniece this time with a catch and a safe one. Jägers, once again, some fancy catching and a hammer into the end zone for Gins Muntenieks. Tough point. Grinder of a point, that's for sure. So 4-3. Valmiera still trailing Tartu. But Tartu still... Valmiera definitely still in this game. Despite the early lead by Tartu. Linz with the disc. Finding Tamberts. Back to Linz. Ooh, Linz needed to put the jets on to save this disc. Swing to Punab. Now Tamberts once again getting involved together with Pello. Pello with the disc once again. Finds Punab. Back to Linz. Linz, few fakes. But can't really find Veske in the end zone. Turns all the way around and goes for a super dump to Pello. Pello now getting involved and tries to go into the end zone. Oof. Punab, great awareness and great way to save the disc. And finally, Kaidi Veske, her first touch of the disc during this point, but that is great if that is, of course, the point. So Tamberts to Veske for that score. Veske spends basically the whole length of the time in the end zone trying to find some space to cut in for a game. However, didn't work out for her in the end. Razminovic fielding that pull for Valmiera, and a high disc for the tall figure of Mucenieks. Swing to Teplite and then swing to Razminovic, and maybe a little bit too low for Mucenieks, and Mucenieks was asking a slightly higher disc, almost destroying some people on the sideline, but Kuusk now, the disc finally finds Punab. Punab into the end zone. Oh, that was almost dropped by Tartu. I think that is number 26, Aguivares. Oh yeah, and Tartu definitely pulling ahead right now. 6-3 for them in their advantage. Sabine Muceniece was the disc, high stall count, and needing to go with the scuba into the end zone, and that works a treat for Valmiera and for Karlis Kozolans in the end zone. Yeah, I think that should have been a stall 6 or 7. And probably was a bailout shot, but if it works out, if it did work out, that worked out, so great for them. Jägers ready to pull with the disc. Playing around with the disc a little bit, and now Linz and Pello moving the disc around a little bit, and Sapelkov getting involved together with Teder. Teder gets the disc back. Maybe a little bit of a close mark from Berzinc, and that disc was also a little bit too far for Linz. That will give an opportunity for Arste to throw the disc very close to the end zone to Muceniece, and Muceniece finds Mucenieks in the end zone. So Sabine Muceniece to Gins Mucenieks for a break. So they are pulling close. So it definitely looks a lot better than 6-3. 6-5 now for Valmiera. This game is far from over, and a lot closer than you maybe thought at the very beginning. As Tartu managed to pull ahead early and get an early lead, but now Valmiera are finding some answers and responding. Veske fielding the pull, and Veske going long right away to Tambert, and that is a point. Only one throw needed for that one. Kaidi Veske, showing us how it's done, and sending it coast to coast into the end zone for Ralf Tambert. As you've heard the buzzer, it is halftime, so Tartu, despite the counter-offensive mounted by Valmiera, are still taking this half of the game. 7-5, don't go anywhere and stay for the second half. We will be back in just a minute. Welcome to the second half of the Pool Y action of Tartu, Ultimate, and Valmiera. Valmiera this time starting on offense. Kozolans with the disc. Swing to Kriegers, and Kriegers to Arste. Arste into the end zone for a nice offensive hold and a good celebration by Valmiera. Number 21, Krista Kozolana. Looks like quite a lot of either couples or sets of brothers and sisters on Valmiera team. We've got Karlis Kozolans and Krista Kozolana. We also got Gins Mucenieks and Sabina Mucenica. Do I see any other ones? Oh yes, of course, Alisa Kriegere and Karlis Krieger. But this time, Tartu is on offense. Crystal Lind's going to start us off in the handler position, where she finds herself very often to Tambets. Tambets finds Tonison, and Tonison, into quite a crowded space too, but Trin Punap manages to get it, and high disc for not sure who was it. I think it was Tonison, but a little bit too high for him. Maybe he overran it and tried to get away from the defense a little bit too far. And Arste will pick the disc up and get us moving. Sabina Muceniece back to Berzinc, and back to Arste. Arste, nice arcing reset to Muris, and Muris to the teammate, and now Arste and Sabina Muceniece exchanging a few passes, and then into the end zone for number 24. Unfortunately, I do not have him on my roster. But regardless, Valmiera will take another point for them. And Valmiera will get an equalizer, but they still need a break if they want to win this game. No, I think yes, as it was an equalizer, it was actually a break after an early throwaway and a little bit too high disc into the end zone for Tonison. Yes, Valmiera. Oof, Razminovic almost getting that defense, and this time, but Sabina Muciniece does so. Whatever pressure Razminovic put onto the thrower worked like a treat, and Sabina Muciniece managed to get a hand on that disc. Jägers now with the disc. Close mark by Tamberts, but Muciniece managing to get the disc out. And Muciniece pushing that, and a blade to Andrejs Jägers, gonna get Valmiera 2 breaks in a row and the first lead of this game, 8-7 for Valmiera. Valmiera seems like found another gear in the second half, and they look pumped and they look ready. Tartu, slightly different body language for Tartu, but I'm sure they are staying in this game and staying focused, of course. Timeout has been called on the field. We will take a quick timeout here, and we will be back in just a few seconds. The pull from Valmiera is going a little bit too long, and Tonison breaking that. So going to be brought a little bit into the field. Punap and Teder now with the disc on the near sideline, and a hammer to Tonison. This time that works out, and Tonison going to collect a point from Teder from quite a difficult bladey hammer into the end zone, but still they are managing to equalize that. And get an equalizer, of course, on the board. Couple of snowmen, of course, on the board. 8-8. If Stefan Rapazzo is listening, he would be proud of hearing about some snowboards on the board. Snowmen. Actually, we can make our own snowman outside right now, as it is quite nice and snowy in Ogre this morning. Valmiera close to the end zone, but looks like a stall out situation, and Karlis Kozolans could not really find any option, just threw it into whatever was available. But unfortunately, that was for him. That was defended by Punap and by Linz. Punap now once again with the disc. Veske swing to Veske. Now another swing to Kusk. And Kusk looking for the end zone, but Teder goes back, and Veske, after a few fakes, gets it to Linz. Linz, hammer to... Gets it to Tinto Kusk for a very nice and very emphatic celebration. Very emotional, of course. But yeah, you gotta celebrate this point. Gotta get your team pumped. As Valmiera are quite pumped, and now once again the momentum is swinging onto the Tartu side. They are getting the lead once again. With some of the longer points, we might not get to 13. One of the first games, actually, that would not go to 13 in this tournament. So we will see if that's going to happen. Razminovic. First pass to Kriegers. Kriegers to Arste. Arste did not like what she's seen. Jägers with a spin catch. And right away, a release to Sabina Mucenice for the score. (9-9) equalizer point. For Valmiera. Valmiera would need to find another break. Let's see, that does not look like a power line for them just yet. But I'm sure they are able to generate a few turnovers as well. And once again, one throw pass almost works out, but on the doorstep. And Willem Tonnisson with the score. Kaidi Veske once again sending the deep shot to Ralph Tambets, who was marked really closely by a couple of defenders, manages to pluck it out of the sky, and after a couple of fakes gets it to Willem Tonnisson for another lead once again of this game. 10-9 for Tartu. Linz with the pull, fielded by Arste, and Jägers. Whoa, that was very close on the both receptions, but Arste for Jägers. High disc, and into the end zone right away for Krista Kozolana. I think that point lasted maybe 10 seconds, 12 seconds, with 5 passes altogether. Yeah, Valmiera definitely playing to their strength, and yeah, doing a good job of playing their chemistries. Sabine Mucenice with the pull. Pello gonna signal that it's a little bit too high, and gonna bring that into the brick mark, to the brick mark. First pass to Tambets, and that is taken away. Linz was on the cut. Maybe she was not the best option for the thrower, but Sabina Mucenice managed to take that away and tried to save this particular disc as well, but that was falling a little bit too quickly for her. Hopefully she's not hurt. She seems to be fine. Vares goes to Pello. Pello can't really find much. I think a handler needs to go back, and Linz is pretty well marked by Mucenice. And yeah, that pass was maybe not as precise. Vares needed to adjust, but the defense managed to step in a little bit closer. And number 21, Krista Kozolana, gonna get another defensive stat. And this time Oof. Gins Mucenieks managed to elevate above the big frame of Ralph Tambets. Yeah, Tambets managed to collect the defense in the previous time, but not this particular time. So multiple turnovers this point, but still Valmiera managing to get a break here. And 11-10 is the result. I might stand corrected. We might get to 13 points. We still got approximately 4 minutes of play time. And of course we are playing to the cap rules. Lintz to Tonison. Tonison. Swing to Sapelkov. Sapelkov to Lintz. Lintz. Can't really find much, but finally finds Teder, who is unmarked in his own end zone. Razminovic on the mark. Sapelkov. Back to Teder. And hammer to Sapelkov. Too long and too deep. And Jägers getting a few swings in the net. Not scared to jump into it. Yeah, we've seen Jägers doing crazy things in Riga Rudens. Muceniece. Oh, looks like a bit of... yeah, Sapelkov got stepped on a little bit earlier by Jägers, possibly. Razminovic. I think that the pass should probably go back. Sapelkov clearly calling an injury. Yeah, I would say that probably they should catch up. Okay, yeah, that works out. Muceniece and Jäger exchanging. Yeah, finally the reset is found. Razminovic. Muceniece and Arste. Razminovic, so a little bit covered. And into the end zone for Sabine Muceniece for the score, and that is 12-10, so 2 breaks in a row. And Valmiera is looking at the game point for themselves. After starting in a bit of a hole, they managed to pull it back, and one very exciting game. And Valmiera calling their own timeout. They probably just want to close off this game and get the lead of the Group Y for themselves. Very interesting. Oh no, I stand corrected. They would not take the lead. I think Ventspils would take the lead. Well, of course, it depends on how they're going to play against Tartu. But if they win against Tartu, then of course Ventspils will be leading the group stage. But we will see how it plays out. We still have a few games to play, so 4 games more in this tournament. And of course, we will see the end of this one. So let's see what the team's going to come out with in the end of this game. It's like Jägers is a little bit hurt. Looks to be limping just a little bit, so not taking the line in this particular point, which could be the last point of the game. So who do we have? Yeah, that buzzer definitely signifying that the time is over, but the game is still 2-13, regardless of the time. Next game will start really quickly after that. Pello to Tambets, back to Lintz, still in their own end zone, finally getting out. So Teder with the disc to Tambets. Tambets faking the hammer, not throwing it, goes back to Lintz. Lintz to Teder. Teder into the end zone. Pick is going to be called because of a couple of ladies crossing over. So the defense of Valmiera was not able to stay close without bumping into them or without slowing down, which is, I guess, a fair call. But regardless, Tambets is still going to pick up the point. Second time of asking. Still works out for Tartu, and it is 11-12. So crunch time for Valmiera. Definitely crunch time for Tartu. And yeah, lots of support, of course, on the sideline from the other Estonian team, Saku. As many of them, of course, play a lot together and probably train together as well quite often. I think both are coming from Tallinn, from the capital. No, wait, well, Tartu Ultimate's supposed to be from Tartu, right? Maybe training together or training camps. Jägers finding an option that he likes, and Gins Mutinieks tried to keep it in, but that was a little bit too high, a little bit too long for him. He's signaling, yeah, all thumbs up to Jägers. Could have caught it, but difficult disc for sure, a little bit too high, and needed to also tow it in. Punab with the disc finds Veske. Veske surveying option, can't really find anything. A hammer to Tonison. Ooh, turns him around a little bit. Lintz now getting involved. Veske to Lintz once again, but Jägers gets a hand on that particular disc and yeah, takes off in the end zone. And asking for a calamity from Arste. Arste gets it to Kozolane. Kozolane to Muteniece. Muteniece can't really find any options that she likes, but finally finds Mutenieks. I'm not sure if he was in. We're probably going to see the replay here in a second, so let me try to find that and maybe show some of the players. Looks like there's going to be a bit of a discussion. You can make your decision. I can show you if you want, but I'm not going to make that call. I disagree. And the disc goes back. So Muteniece swing to Arste. Arste. Pick is being called, so players should stop. Hammer to the end zone to Andres Jägers, and that is game 2 for Valmiera. And yeah, Valmiera doing pretty well in this particular game. So 13-11 win over Tartu. The next game will start shortly. I'm going to log out and log off. Say thank you very much for watching. Don't go anywhere. We still have 4 exciting games for you to watch in the group stage of the Latvian Mix Championships. Don't go anywhere.